per second. So there's a lot of water and there's a lot of force coming across the ride. It's really a perfect wave day in and day out. If you've ever seen surfers, they like to be right in the heart of the wave, and it's the same thing on our wave, where people are riding in here, testing their skills, riding up and down the wave. They can move in and out, and unlike any of the other rides, it's a sport. You can get better at it. With all the other water slides, you ride it once, you ride it twice, you ride it 100 times, you really get the same experience. But on this attraction, we have guests that come in, day out, and they try new things.
And back on dry land, the drama continues. Thunderstorms are so rare in Dubai that at Wild Wadi they've had to create their own. Every hour a tropical storm and flash flood, known as the Wadi Wash, drenches the park. It's all done from in here. We were allowed in.
This is probably the part that not many people see when visiting a water park. This is what I would call the control center or the command center. We're going to be starting the Wadi Wash. It's all computerized, so it'll start by itself, but what we have to do now is we move the fossil rock using this joystick over here, and there's approximately 90,000 liters of water which are lifted hydraulically, and they come out the top of the Wadi Wash, creating a spectacular waterfall.
Hidden nozzles create the thunderstorm, and the soundtrack provides the rest. In the middle of the desert, the Wild Wadi is a tropical oasis. Stay with us as we reach the dizzy heights with the men who make sure the hotel always looks its best. It's one thing to actually build a 7-star hotel, but then the team faced an enormous challenge. How to keep it looking as good as new.
One of the most challenging parts of the design, surprisingly, was enabling the whole building to be clean. As being such an unusual shape, there are many different and wonderful cleaning machines that we employ to get to all the parts of the facade.
To keep Burj Al Arab looking pristine and protect it from the sea air and blowing sands, the hotel needs constant maintenance. It's a tall order. Cradle scaled the structure, cleaning nearly 500,000 feet of glass. But the secret to cleaning those hard-to-reach parts are these guys. The abseiling window cleaners. Barely visible from the ground, they're part of the cleaning team guests never see. The abseilers only work in the early hours of the morning to avoid the scorching sun. We got our cameras up close to catch these daredevil cleaners in action. At 1,052 feet tall, the hotel takes an amazing 2 months to clean from top to bottom.
We have 6 people working on the inside and 4 people on the outside. They work here continuously throughout the year. They get to the bottom of the hotel and they basically go straight back up on top and start again.
The abseilers hang from the very edge of the hotel over 1,000 feet above the Arabian Gulf. The views from this height are awesome.
I think when you're abseiling from the tallest hotel in the world, head height is something you're definitely going to need. A lot of our guys are from Nepal and they were kind of born in the mountains pretty much, so they've no fear of heights, no fear.
Just as well. From the 27th floor, they dangle below the Al Muntaha restaurant. A tricky overhang makes this one of the most difficult areas to clean. We track down the abseiler's most unusual colleague, Moko the Falcon. These birds of prey were traditionally used for hunting by the Bedouin people or desert dwellers. They were so good at it they could keep a family supplied with food. Now the falcons are used for something very different. Every other morning, Moko arrives at the hotel with her handler, David Steed. Their mission? To prevent pigeons from using the hotel for target practice and adding to the abseiler's workload. Regular patrols by Moko and her colleagues help keep the hotel a pigeon-free zone.
But they're very active having a falcon in the sky. There's something that clicks in the pigeon's brain. They think, this is not a good place to be, and woof, they'll disappear.
While her colleagues stand by, Moko shows them how it's done.
She's just going to rouse. Big shake of the feathers. Yeah, that's a good girl. I'm going to give her a tiny mouthful of food. And this is an hors d'oeuvre, effectively, wake her system up.
After the pre-flight checks are complete, she's away. Flying early in the morning to avoid the heat of the day, the majestic flight of the Falcons are something the guests never see. It's tiring work, as the Falcons check every nook and cranny of the hotel. And for David, there's always the worry that the roving Falcon could just fly away.
Having to work for a living is a four-letter word, and they don't appreciate it. So we make life easy for them, effectively, and they'll stay with us. But on occasion, they'll catch a thermal and woof, they're gone. And then the falconer looks very lonely. It's awfully embarrassing.
The secret to making sure the Falcons turn up for work the next day is simple.
They're looking for a meal ticket, and I'm it. And as long as I can convince them that I'm it, then they'll keep coming back to me.
Today, tempted by a diet of quail, the Falcons return. And as no pigeons have been spotted, this is another successful day at the office. Cleaning the hotel is a 24-hour business. Below ground, a team of 22 chauffeurs maintain the largest fleet of silver seraphs in the world. Above ground, a massive cleaning staff of 230 look after the rooms. The hotel has 202 suites and can accommodate 664 guests. That means a lot of beds and a lot of linen. It's all washed on their doorstep in the largest laundry in the Middle East. Here they process 25 tons of laundry every day. That's 6,000 bed sheets and over 2,000 shirts, not to mention over 25,000 towels. That's a lot of pressing, but here it's all done automatically. Front of house, guests can freshen up at the hotel's Aswan Spa, which is also open 24 hours a day. We discovered the design was inspired by the magnificent ruins of Petra in Jordan. The range of treatments available here are sourced from all over the world. Some are more unusual than others. This is aroma stone therapy.
It's based on the energy of the healing power of the stones, coming from the riverbeds of Bali, with the flow of water over the stones, which actually release their energy once we work the stones into the muscles.
There are 1,200 staff here, working 24 hours to maintain the hotel's 7-star status. Over 150,000 people have stayed here since the hotel opened. They've included kings, princesses, presidents, and politicians, holidaymakers, and visitors from all over the world. They've lapped up the luxury Burj Al Arab has to offer. And with prices starting at $800 a night for a suite, it's out-of-this-world luxury, but not out-of-this-world tariffs. Which all helps to explain why Burj Al Arab now ranks among the world's most luxurious destinations.
The three things in life one should do if one can afford it. And that is to travel by Concorde, to be on the QE2, and to stay at the Burj Al Arab.